For your paper on traits, you'll be writing a narrative. At this point, you should have already had your interview completed, along with your interview questions, and a manuscript that will explain some of the answers to the questions that you received from your family members. Today, you're going to start setting up your paper, and I'm going to show you how I'd like you to do that. Unlike the last couple papers that you've written, this paper is not going to have section titles, but it's going to have chapters. In a narrative, I'd like you to tell more of a story, so we're going to get to know you on a more personal level, and there's going to be more opinion and a lot more voice in this. So the first thing that I want you to do is you are going to write the chapters. So in this piece, you'll have three different chapters. So right away, we can put chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, and obviously your work is going to come underneath each of these chapters. And after you write them, you can make them bigger so that they stand out. When you're thinking of writing chapters, you want a title to each chapter so it can help people understand what they're going to be reading about. It's almost like a topic sentence, but it's just going to be a short phrase. The first question that I want you to answer in this paper is going to be, where is your family from? And that can be either historically, are they from a different country, or where do you feel and your interviewees feel that you are from, or what made you you? So the first chapter is going to be called Where We Are From. The second chapter is going to be kind of the focus of the science that we learned about this unit, which is going to be on the different traits, the different cultural traits, physical traits, what a trait is, and looking at kind of who we are in that sense, so the actual physical hereditary sense. So the second chapter is going to be called Traits, and eventually you're going to be writing about, and I'll put in here parentheses, your cultural traits as well as physical traits. And you can write this in if you want right now. You'll probably remove it when we are actually done with our narrative paper. The last chapter, which is going to be the one where you're really telling me a story, and that is based upon what you and your interviewees talked about as an important story that you feel that your family should tell. This is that section, and what I'd like you to do is you're just going to simply title this My Story. This is where you're really going to be using your voice. You can use a narrative where you are actually in conversation, and you can use those types of formats. And what I mean by that is if you want to use parentheses to actually have people speaking, you can do that. But you're actually going to be creating a setting with a short storyline to explain the event that you're going to go through. So at this point, by the end of this week, you should have the subheadings completed on the paper. Moving on in the next 3 weeks is where you're going to be writing your different chapters.